How's it going? I'm Trevor Anderson, senior marketing student at the University of Montana, and today I have with me Burke Holmes. He's the owner of the Notorious P.I.G in Missoula, Montana. Burke, good to have you today.
Nice to have you too. I'm Burke Holmes.
So Burke, tell us a little bit about your business and who you are.
Well, we are a barbecue restaurant here in Missoula, Montana. We opened almost 8 months ago. We are a restaurant that only cooks enough barbecue for the day. So essentially where I learned how to barbecue is where I'm from, St. Louis. I went back there and kind of tried to find people who are the best at what they do.
Right.
And went and spent a year and a half of my life with them and said, I want to learn every single thing that you guys do. I want to take it to the place that I love, and I want to open a business there.
Right.
So it was kind of a daunting task. But like I said, we found the best people in the whole world to help us out. And through working with them for a year and a half, we became family. And we developed a relationship, and they handed over the recipes, and
Right.
so far so good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what kind of marketing techniques, or I know since you're a restaurant, your main focus is definitely on quality of food.
Definitely.
What kind of relationship with your customers do you strive for? What's your strategy?
Well, it's funny you say that. Our main thing is our quality of food. And I think that that's a conception that everyone who walks through this door has, but it's not my conception. It's not my goal for what this place is. Everyone always says, oh my gosh, you're in the restaurant business. And I always retort, no, we're actually in the hospitality business. Food is half of what we do here. And we cook really, really, really good barbecue. And it's one of the things that draws people in here. But we don't want to be a one-time shopper.
Just that. Yeah.
What's even more important to me than the food is our hospitality.
Right.
How we take care of every single person that walks through that door. That's what's going to get you to come back. Our food's an equation. You put this on a slab of ribs and you cook it for this period of time, and we're really good at it, and we can do that every single day without too much variation. We can cook 100 slabs of ribs, and they're all going to taste great, and people are going to be thrilled. But what's going to get them back is taking care of our community, taking care of the people that walk through our doors. And the way that I look at that is by having a personality here at our restaurant. It's not just you come in and you eat your pulled pork sandwich.
Not just a transaction with the customer.
Exactly
relationship.
Right. We're touching the customer, touching tables every single time. If you come in here and eat and we don't ask you how you're doing about 1 million times, I'm going to be grumpy because I really, really, really want you to feel taken care of. Because that's who we are. We appreciate people coming in, and we appreciate them taking a shot on us, and we appreciate seeing the same faces here every single week. We've got 20, 30 people that eat here 2 or 3 times a week, and they're a part of who we are, and we love taking care of them in that respect. So food's a huge part of it, but more than anything, taking care of people is even more important to me.
And you've done a lot nonprofit kind of stuff too, like linking with different nonprofits in town, correct?
We have. When we first opened, it was just pedal to the metal, just trying to keep up with the amount of people that we had to serve on a daily basis, which is an excellent problem to have. And now that we've slowed down a little bit in the shoulder season, fall, moving into winter, the summer that we had kind of put us in a great position to give back a little bit to our community. Like I said, this restaurant needs to have a personality. We need to give back to the people that have given to us. So a week ago, we teamed up with the Westlake chapter of Trial Unlimited and donated 15% of that day's sales to that nonprofit. Yesterday, we did the same thing with Clark Fork Coalition. It's an idea that was completely ripped off of all the breweries in town that do a pint night. Right. And we can't really do a pint night because we serve ribs. And so we figured, how can we still generate that kind of buzz, get new faces into our doors, while simultaneously kicking back and giving back like we should.
Yeah.
And we've had 2 so far, so it's a brand new idea for us. It's very young, but they've both been great.
Yeah, and as you know, a tight-knit community like Missoula really respects that kind of thing
in
business. Lastly, how do you see your business growing? How do you see it growing from a marketing perspective in the next 5, 10 years? Or I know it might be pretty far down the line, but in the future.
Since the day we opened, this is a crazy stat. I don't even know if you can call it a stat, but since the day we opened, we've spent $99 on advertising. I think that the best way to get people into our doors is obviously through word of mouth, which is real cheap, but it takes a long time and it's very, very difficult to do because bad news travels a lot faster
than good news.
Luckily, we've taken care of enough people that word's kind of getting out. So what a normal small business would dedicate to, say, their marketing budget. We have $500 in our marketing budget. I'd rather take that $500 and put it into food cost and donate that food to an organization, to a nonprofit, to some folks downtown who we know, and take care of people, and more than anything, get that product in their hands. If they eat it, they're going to come back. That is something that we're real confident in. So it's just a slow growth. So in the next 5 years seems like forever away, but knowing how fast these first 8 months have gone, it'll be here tomorrow. 5 years is just going to be kind of growing what we do in-house. So how many people do we have coming in the doors? We've got, just like every other restaurant, we're not full from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So how do we look at that? How do we run happy hour, blah, blah, blah. How do we market? How do we get more people in here during those weird hours of the day? And also, how do we grow into our catering and our offsite events and things like that? So we've always been very guerrilla. We've always just been knuckles on the ground, digging, trying to get the word out as much as possible without spending a nickel on advertising. And so far, it's treated us really, really well. I think, like I said, since our primary marketing strategy is simply word of mouth, we're playing the long game. We're totally comfortable with just people knowing about us, finding out about us. We had people in here yesterday on a Tuesday that drove down just from Kalispell just to eat at our restaurant because they heard about it from friends who were in town. And it just shows you how far-reaching that is. And we're very, very young, but we're kind of developing a reputation for ourselves. I think maybe that's self-serving for me to say. I really hope that's the case. But it has been kind of fun to see all these people coming from all over the place.
Right. And it's interesting you say that's kind of your marketing strategy. You focus more on the product rather than promotion, because that's one thing we've actually learned in this class is that it's more important a lot of times to really look at the product you're offering to the people you're offering rather than to just blow money on promotion.
Exactly right. Some of the best, I don't know if it was necessarily advice that I was given, but something that I always thought about, and even in the infantile stages of this business, was what are you going to bring? And I think in a saturated market like this you have to bring a product that is incredibly unique, and it has to be great. It has to execute. And you might look around Missoula and say, well, there's not that much barbecue around. What's your competition? The reality is that that's not necessarily our competition. Our competition is every other lunch option, dinner option in town. We're fast casual. Come in, pay a super meager price for a really high quality product. We've got a bunch of other really, really good restaurants doing it. My buddy over at 5 on Black, Tommy, is awesome at it. So how do we become another viable option for them? And it's not just making run-of-the-mill stuff. So you really have to bring the heat with whatever your product's going to be.
Definitely.
So that's what we focus on.
Definitely. Well, Burke, thanks a lot for your time.
You're welcome.
We
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
coming in. No problem.
Yeah, go eat at the Notorious P.I.G. Thank you.